Parents, more than any other single factor, impact the adults that their children will become. Right now, literally, interaction by interaction with our children, we are creating the adults of tomorrow. And for the most part, we're winging it. And it's not because we don't love our children or truly want what's best for them. It's because we've accepted this approach to parenting, this sort of fly by the seat of your pants approach that's been silently handed down from one generation to the next. It's the approach that tells us it's okay if we figure it out as we go and hope for the best. And if we run into trouble, we can always fall back on that old adage that says, they sure didn't come with instructions. Our starting point's goal is to shift that norm. Our goal is for all parents to participate in parent education programs to actually learn how to become effective parents. And this work is critical not only because of how it impacts children and their families, but because of its impact on our larger societal issues. As the adults of tomorrow, today's children will either be further compounding the social problems we face today, or by the very nature of how they are raised and who they become as adults, they'll become part of a solution.
It seems simple, but look at what's on the newspaper today. Look at what's on the news tonight. Look at what's on the internet today. A lot of those problems can be traced back to some bad parenting. So having a very good approach to parenting is very good for our neighborhood, for our town, and for the world as a whole.
Jack Shonkoff is a professor of child health and development at Harvard School of Public Health and the director of their university-wide Center on the Developing Child. James Heckman is a University of Chicago professor and a Nobel Prize-winning economist. There are problems in the world today that are significant enough in and of themselves that we can't not address them. We can't not address poverty. We can't not address our national debt. We can't not address gun violence in our country today. But if all we're addressing is those issues and we're not backing up further upstream to focus on the health and development of our children, all we're going to be doing is addressing more and more of the end result of the problem and never really getting to the heart of the matter and the true cause and the true cure. Search Institute is a research firm that focuses on the health and well-being of children and young adults. And since 1990, they've worked with over 3 million children conducting landmark research throughout the United States. And during this time, they've identified 4 factors or categories that impact the development of children. And they've benchmarked each of these categories, which when met, indicates that a child is truly thriving, not just not at risk, but truly thriving. And in their most recent survey in 2011, with 89,000 children throughout the US, only 6% of their survey participants met the benchmark in all 4 areas. Only 6%.
I had a wonderful friend, and she struggled with her daughter, and I didn't want that with my child. I just didn't want that, so I wanted to make sure that I was able to figure it out.
The ways that Andy and I approach it now are different than we would have, or the way that our parents approached it with us. And I just think that it's created a better relationship with Lily. I can't honestly say that it's perfect. It never is. I don't think it ever will be. There's still some yelling, but it's not as much as it would have been if we hadn't have gotten the tools that we needed to be able to have conversations with her instead of just telling her what she needed to do. It's changing the behavior of the parent to help change the behavior of the child.
Our work will be similar in its approach to the Komen Foundation, in that the Komen Foundation doesn't actually do mammograms and they don't do breast cancer research, but they've totally changed our national conversation and awareness around the criticality and the importance of that issue. Similar to that, our starting point isn't actually going to conduct parent education programs. There's people that are much more skilled and have much greater expertise than we do that are already out there designing and developing and delivering great, impactful programs. Our goal is to create the demand so that people are actually participating in parent education programs and connecting them to those resources. And there's 4 key areas or key developmental points that we need to make happen, we believe, in order to do that. The first is a national awareness campaign. The second is to build a database that parents can connect with the parent education resources as simply as you can find a Target or a Walmart store. They can come to the site, plug in their zip code, and find parent education resources that are right in their area. The third piece is to then build out local activities. We'll build parent education days in communities throughout the country so that parents not only get exposed to that, but they're also connecting to parent education resources that exist in their area. The final piece is a fundraising piece so that we can begin to generate funds to make them available to parent education programs so that there's more programs available to more people and they're better programs.
If we had a little bit of information ahead of time, we wouldn't have to go through the struggles. Why not get a little training for the most important job in your life?
Our Starting Point's goal is to improve our world one happy, confident child at a time by increasing awareness about the importance of effective parenting and encouraging all parents to participate in parent education programs. Our children deserve this. Their futures quite literally depend on it, and our world desperately needs it. And if you agree with that, we'd really love to talk to you.